Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you out to Mesquite High School here in Gilbert, Arizona. It is a spring football stop edition here on the Epic Sports Network. It's early morning here in Gilbert, 5:30 a.m., just after 5:30 a.m., and the Mesquite Wildcats, you can see, getting after it right now with tackling drills. First thing out of the gate here for their spring football practice here. So glad you joined us here. We're going to take you all around spring football practice here today at Mesquite High School. Cody T. Cameron will be joining me here shortly, and we're going to see all these guys getting some work in here this morning out at Mesquite High School. This whole thing started last week with Coach Vance Miller sending out a tweet, actually. Let's take a look at that right quick. And Coach Miller said, hey, the Mesquite Wildcats are getting after it out here, 5:30 a.m., and they are really killing it. And is anyone else up this early and coming out here to check this out? And I said, we have got to get out there to the Epic Sports Network and take a look at what these Wildcats are doing, getting ready to go here for the 2023 season. There's no doubt we'll see a lot of these guys competing on Friday night, coming up on the Friday Night Red Zone, debuting this fall on the Epic Sports Network. Tackling, obviously, a very important part of the game. You talk about defense. Everybody knows how to score points, but can you stop the opposition? That's really what it comes down to. This tackle wheel is sort of a new thing here in football. Allows these guys to really get some legitimate tackling reps in without the actual body-to-body contact, able to wrap up, you see there, drive the hips, drive the feet, just like you want to do. And then finish the play. So glad you joined us here on the Epic Sports Network. We're going to take a very short timeout. I said we're going to move all around practice here and give you a look at everything going on here at Mesquite High School today. Stay with us here on the Epic Sports Network. We will be right back with more spring football stop right here on ESN. Stay with us. Epic Wings, your wing spot since 1982, is now open in Glendale. Our Epic Wings and tenders are fresh, never frozen, and our breadsticks, sauces, and dips are made from scratch daily. It's that tradition of
we love our house, been here for years. We love our house, been here for years. We love our house, been here. We love our house, been here for years.
Yeah, but there's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Epic Wings, your wing spot since 1982, is now open in Glendale. Our Epic Wings and tenders are fresh, never frozen, and our breadsticks, sauces, and dips are made from scratch daily. It's that tradition of unwavering quality since 1982 that our customers have grown to love, and why we have been named Best Wings time and time again. Come visit our newest location at 95th Avenue and Camelback in Glendale. Epic Wings, proud supporter of Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network.
I'm Marty Smith, and I'm a host.
Welcome you back here on the Epic Sports Network. We're out live at Mesquite High School this morning in Gilbert, Arizona for the spring football stop. James Poobie coming to you live here on the Epic Sports Network. As I can hear in the distance, Mr. Cody T. Cameron coming up here to join us here at Mesquite football practice this morning. And we had a conversation with Coach Miller here just before we went on air, and we agreed that Cody T should definitely run gassers if he's not here on time, as would any good football player. Right? Let's go and get this mic on you, my friend.
Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Coach?
Bro, what's up, man?
How are you, sir?
I'm great. How about you?
Always good.
Cody, these guys are already getting to work out here this morning, and really good stuff out here in Mesquite. It's early, but you know what? We couldn't ask for better weather.
It's beautiful. It's
It's gorgeous.
absolutely beautiful. Hey, football at 5:30, that's when football is meant to be played.
I haven't been dehydrated or sunburned in 4 years.
Look at you. Gorgeous.
4 years ago, my doctor said the reason you're pre-diabetic is because you take yourself to the point of dehydration every day at practice. Did I tell you about that?
No, you did not.
And he said, he goes, he goes, I was like, I drink everything under the sun. He goes, I get it. He goes, but your body's doing this.
Yeah.
And he says, and that causes diabetes.
He's like, and he's like, it's still 115 in August.
Absolutely right.
Not only that, it's made me healthier.
Yes.
I don't go to sleep with buffalo wings in my gut.
And it's good for them.
Yeah.
It's good for them.
Now
Keeps them
you see
accountable.
the Mesquite Wildcats getting stretched out here.
What's up, Coach?
Cody, I would say pretty good spring football numbers here, my friend. What would you say?
I think that's the call that the Coach Miller effect. Anywhere he's gone, man, he's gotten kids out, and that's like that was his biggest thing in year 2. Heading into year 2 here was get kids from campus to come out here, and he does a great job recruiting the halls, and he made that a priority. And as you can see with these numbers, he's accomplished that.
Well, Mesquite football, a lot of weapons out here on the field. It's going to be a little bit tough today to tell who's who, obviously, here with no numbers here in spring football. But, man, a lot of talent here on this roster, and they got a lot of guys really ready to come out here and make a statement in this 2023 season.
They have a really strong 24 class, a really good class that, heck, they had to play the beasts of 5A last year, you know, and now I call that the Ty Thompson, Andrew Morris effect. You play really good seasons, special years that resulted in a couple state championships, and you get bumped to 5A. But this is school population-wise, and just, you know, this is a 4A school. They're back to where they belong, so I'm really happy for them. But when you play a Campo Verde, an ALA Quinn Creek, Higley, who was a state champion team last year.
Every week a test.
Every week is a. I'm not going to say struggle, but you have struggles against dominant teams like that. But now you're back in 4A. Those teams that you're about to play don't look as scary, and it really helps when you have a really strong senior class coming back, and Mesquite does.
Well, they absolutely do. And you mentioned the formidable opponents they've had to go up against the last couple seasons. There's no better way to find out where you're at as a football team than to play some of the best competition in the state.
100%, and literally that's just going to help them down the road too as we get later into the season. And we go back to numbers, the depth that they have out here too is huge, because 4A football, for the most part, a lot of kids are going both ways, you know, and they have depth at critical positions. You know, we're going to look at the running back room and, heck, even the quarterback room, and they're 2-3 deep, and that's a luxury in 4A football. It really is. And so when you have that type of depth at really critical positions, you get into the games late in October and November, and it's only going to help you.
Well, you talk about 4A football, Cody, and it's really come a long way in that classification, even over the past couple seasons. I mean, you've got some really talented teams throughout that 4A, and that just makes every other division around it better. And it leads me to my next conversation. The overall increase of talent here in the state of Arizona is just off the charts.
Yeah, it's spread out everywhere. I always joke that you can go to a school and every school now has a quarterback. You know, I mean, that's like Arizona right now. It's QBU. And it's a recruiting hotbed because a college coach can fly into Phoenix and he can go see 15 schools without hitting traffic, you know, and there's only a few cities where you can actually accomplish that and see good talent. We're not just seeing, you know, a team with pretty much subpar players. Everywhere you go is going to have talent, and that's a big reason why I think so many families, high school football families, kids with athletes have flocked to Phoenix. And we're in a state that has a ton of ex-professional athlete kids, you know.
Yes.
Like, take Brophy. They got like 6 NFL players' sons on that team, you know, and so.
Not to mention the coaches. The coaches are loaded for bear over there. Coach
too.
Jewell has really got it going. I mean, those guys are going to be definitely in the conversation this year, the Brophy Broncos.
So the growth of the entire state has just added a really good product of high school football, and I never discredit the coaches. The coaches we have in this state are phenomenal, and a lot of them have been tenured for a long time, and these staffs just do a great job with these athletes year round. You know, they get them in these football academies, and they're not necessarily playing football year round, but they're training, they're making sure their grades are right. Those are very, very important, and it's really good for high school football.
Well, it's one of those things, Cody. You talk about year round. You know, some of the schools out here in Arizona have gone to year round school, and football now being more popular, I would say, here in the state of Arizona, especially with the recent amount of kids, not only from Mesquite High School like Ty Thompson and Andrew Morris transferring out here and really going to do things at the next level, but gone are the days where coaches come and just to see one kid maybe at an Arizona school and they say, you know what, maybe that's not worth the trip. Maybe I can't get that approved in the budget. But now you come down, you talk about the mega camps they got going on, and really the talent is just, it's all around, and it's right there for the coaches. And a lot of these players who might not have gotten noticed maybe even a couple of years ago are now on the radar of a lot of these coaches.
Now, you mentioned Showcase. It is currently Showcase week right now in the state of Arizona, and just talking to some coaches, they are pretty honest when they say Arizona does it best. You know, we're one of the first states to do it. I remember when Red Mountain and Williamsfield came together and started that very first one that resulted, in players like Ben Bray getting an offer from the local hometown Arizona State, because they were able to come in and watch him move in an exposure, in a showcase, in an exposure camp. And that is, and the reason why it's been so good is just it's organized, but more importantly, it's free for the high school football players. That is key. We always talk about something that's free. That right there is free for them. They're just going out competing and can change their whole life.
Well, it takes all the excuses out, Cody, and they're able to go get the additional work in. And you talk about additional work, that leads me to my next question. There's been a lot of talk recently about Arizona catching up to some other states here in the United States as far as spring football is concerned with contact. I'm from Texas. When you pad up in the spring too there, and you're hitting. They don't get any of that out here in Arizona, but I think coaches are starting to see, and some of the even athletic directors are starting to see, hey, that might pay some dividends in the regular season when these guys are able to get some of that contact and get some of that work in, because let's face it, there's no substitute for that live bullet action, and you can't get it anywhere else. Me and you can't get it anymore when we're adults. I can't go do that now. I get sent downtown for doing that.
Yeah, and I've listened to both sides, really, especially this year, because a lot of Chandler Unified teams are pushing hard for pads, because you talk about like, hey, you keep preaching safety for athletes, for our football players, but you don't want to pad up in the spring, you know, like that you can't go both ways. And so I'm pro helmet, shoulder pads, you know, and go the whole shebang. Being a former player, the concern for a lot of the schools is the reconditioning. So like, hey, we haven't got our stuff back, but if a company's not sending back the helmets for reconditioning, there's going to be another company that takes that opportunity and will take that $500,000 that comes this way to recondition, right? And so
absolutely right.
I would say a lot of the companies that they're using probably back order Arizona, because Arizona doesn't need it till August, right, or July.
Exactly.
But if they
some of the other states are now going to skip that line.
Yep.
Some states that do full contact in the spring, Texas, Ohio, I believe, also Florida, some of those other states. And I think it's really just a matter of timing, Cody. You got to just kind of set your schedule appropriately for that, and then try to get that equipment back. And you can't tell me it's not possible, because other states are doing it.
Exactly, and it's bad business, right? If that business said, oh yeah, we're not going to meet that timeline, perfect. I'll go take my business somewhere else then, right?
Like you said, somebody else is just waiting in the wings
and
right
they'll be
there.
like, hey, I can get this done for $500,000.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much for tuning in here with us on the Epic Sports Network. We are live out here at Mesquite High School in Gilbert. We're going to take a short commercial timeout and come right back here for more spring football stop right here on the Epic Sports Network.
I love Sky Zone because it's the most fun.
I love Sky Zone because it is the greatest workout.
I can jump off the walls and fly with my friends. Most fun.
It gets my heart rate pumping. It tones all my muscles. You can burn 1,000 calories an hour.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Most fun. Greatest workout.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Jump into fun and fitness at Sky Zone, the original indoor trampoline park.
At Precision Air and Plumbing, we understand that we're all using our homes in ways we never have before. And we are dedicated to making sure that your air conditioning and plumbing are working at peak efficiency no matter what you're doing. When you make the precision decision, you can trust that we're going to hold ourselves to a higher standard and above all, operate with integrity. We're going to protect your comfort with the longest, most comprehensive warranties available, guaranteed. Give us a chance to earn your business. Visit us today at precisionairandplumbing.com.
We welcome you back here on the Epic Sports Network. That was Cody T. Cameron right there. We're live here out at Mesquite High School in Gilbert for the spring football stop. Cody, this all started a couple of weeks ago when Coach Miller sent out a tweet and said, hey, we're out here killing it at Mesquite High School at 5:30 a.m. Anybody else want to set that alarm and get out here and take a look? And I said, you know what? Challenge accepted. Let's go have some fun. Let's go talk some football, and let's see what's up out at Mesquite High School. I haven't been out here since Ty graduated.
Wow, so about 3-year hiatus then?
Yes,
2-3
yes.
years. Yeah, Coach Miller called us out, man, publicly, tagged multiple people You know, tag multiple. We're the only ones here, though.
We are the only ones here. Yes, we are the only ones here.
But it's like he said, football at 5:30, man. It is. You can't ask for a better time, especially when it gets into June, July, and August. Brutal. Like these teams that practice at 8, it's brutal. Can't beat this.
You cannot beat this, especially with the blessed weather week of weather that we've had this week. But it's got to be a benefit as well for the schools, because a lot of these athletes right now are preparing for finals, and they've got to study at nighttime. They don't want to have to do spring football from 6 to 8 p.m. every night, and that can be tough on the family. And then the kid gets home, let's say 8:30. Showers up, okay, you're ready to start studying and really trying to soak in some knowledge about 9 o'clock, and we know all how that goes after football practice,
Yeah, I was
right?
going to say, let's be honest here. I mean, I remember getting done at practice at 6:30 and eating dinner, and heck, you were even on, because we would lift in the morning, and so we're on campus from 6 to 6 anyway, you know, and that was good luck if you're trying to do any of that stuff after, so.
It can absolutely be tough. Let's take a look at another dude who likes to play a lot of football, and I'd love to hear about your spring football experience as well there. This is my guy, Cody T. Cameron right here, a member of the Hay Balers, San Benito High School in Hollister, California. I wanted to get your reaction right now. I want to get a picture of this. That's what I should. It is unplanned, and that was not by accident. But I wanted to see your reaction when you see. I want you to get that feeling again, because that's the same feeling that these guys out here on the football field are having right now as they get excited and anxious for the 2023 season. Take me through some of these highlights.
So, man, here we go. So let's wait for this play to go back here, and the next one. All right, so we're playing. It looks like Oak Grove High School, product of multiple college athletes. I'm just in a 3-step drive. It's actually a 3rd and 9. I'm playing the sticks here. It's a quick out. I T-step drive, and I break it up. James set me up here. This is incredible.
The only thing I'm missing is the telestrator, bro.
Oh my gosh, this is I guess Archbishop Midi, a little tight end corner, and I just jump it. This is Palo Alto High School, product of Devontae Adams right here. A ton of studs. I'm blocking the outside, and as you can see, I shove them towards the end zone. A little touchdown there. James, take me back. Your question about spring football.
Yes.
I absolutely loved spring football because we also did it in the morning, and the reason why I loved it is because we go into class just after football practice instead of always, before. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Get the quarterbacks warm.
How about this shot right here, Cody, as we welcome you back here to Mesquite High School. Great to see you on the football field right there. A little running back, too, I understand? You must have ran behind the pads.
Safety. It was mostly to block. That's what they
did.
I was a physical football player, so it was all good.
Coach Mike Brown over here coaching up these quarterbacks for the Mesquite Wildcats. As you see the sun coming up here in the Valley of the Sun this morning. Cody, a beautiful morning outside, and you said it. It doesn't get much better than this, my friend. You know, you talked about the fact that you love spring football. It's because you love football.
Yes.
And the more football I can have, I love football too. The more football I can have, the better.
100%. I mean, I'll go play pickup still, and I'll love football. Hey, you mentioned Coach Brown. Coach Brown's coached football in the state for like 135 years now, so I'm so excited.
He absolutely has, and he's the former OC over at Red Mountain High School. He doesn't even remember me currently right now, but he was over there for a couple of years. And some formidable offenses. He had some outstanding weapons over there as well at Red Mountain High School, to his credit. But he's getting these guys. Yeah, how can you not be a genius with L2 in the backfield, right?
Everybody looks smart. How about Lennox, man, going to ASU?
And how about L3? Yeah. Exactly right. Exactly right. So much talent over there in that family. But about these quarterbacks here at Mesquite, these are going to be the signal callers here for the Wildcats this season, and you see them getting in some valuable reps here in spring football.
And that's what it is. I just think right now, under year 2 in a coaching staff, year 2 under a scheme, that you're not learning, right? I mean, yes, you're practicing your work, and maybe you're changing some concepts. For the most part, a lot of the stuff, hey, now it's become repetition. So that's where the big transition too of hey, not only are we back into 4A now, we're doing a scheme that we know this isn't, we're not starting from ground zero. So that's where you're going to see the offense really thrive in year 2, where kids, naturally pick it up, and you got, like I said earlier, you have a quarterback room that's too deep. 4A teams, sometimes if you lose your starting quarterback, you're going with the running back. Or
You're
maybe,
going with the dude that has the next best knowledge of the playbook.
oh,
Am I
exactly.
right?
Or sometimes the receiver who can throw 50 yards. Now that doesn't really work a lot of times, but hey, we got to complete a pass to see what it is. So
Yeah,
you know,
because we can't run it all, right?
Yeah, so it's a high luxury to have.
Absolutely right. We'll step aside here and take a brief timeout and come right back here for more spring football stop right here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us. We're live from Gilbert, Arizona's Mesquite High School.
We love our house. Been here for years.
Yeah, but there's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Epic Wings, your wing spot since 1982, is now open in Glendale. Our Epic Wings and tenders are fresh, never frozen, and our breadsticks, sauces, and dips are made from scratch daily. It's that tradition of unwavering quality since 1982 that our customers have grown to love and why we have been named Best Wings time and time again. Come visit our newest location at 95th Avenue and Camelback in Glendale. Epic Wings, proud supporter of Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network.
I'm Marty Smith, and I'm a host and reporter for ESPN. When this opportunity came my way to become a member of Pit Boss Nation, I just started laughing, honestly. I started laughing because I was like, first of all, it fits right in my wheelhouse, but second, it's another way to build community. So I'm ready to crank that thing up.
We welcome you back here to Mesquite High School in Gilbert, Arizona. It's the spring football stop on the Epic Sports Network. James Poovey and Cody Cameron coming your way here on a beautiful 67-degree morning, Cody. I mean, the sun is officially up now. You can feel the warmth, and these guys getting some valuable reps in here in spring football, preparing for what should be an epic 2023 season.
And I love it. They are coaching up special teams in the early weeks of May.
Yes. Hey,
I've gone to many spring practices, and the good ones coach up special teams in May. Because let's be honest.
That's it.
Games are won and lost here, man. So I love this because then you get into when you start football in July after camp season. These guys are good. You know, it's not something, hey, we got to spend 2 or 3 weeks on, you know, just to implement. It is done in spring, and now they're tightening all the screws and still practicing it in the months of July and August, but the kids have an understanding of it.
And Cody, I'm glad you brought up special teams because it's oftentimes a forgotten third of the game. And then you talk about, you know, you get to summer camp and you're ready to hit and you're focused on tackling and you want to install that offense that you've been marinating on all off season. And you can't wait to get it out to the guys. And then what's the first play of the game?
Kickoff.
Special teams, right? And some teams are ready and some teams aren't.
And it's lost at every level. Every level. College football, NFL, you know, the top levels in 6A, the Chandler Premier, but 3A and 4A teams, they struggle sometimes. Sometimes maybe you don't have a kicker who can kick an extra point, you know, and so when you practice these things here, it's going to win you games, man, especially flipping the field and punt. How about punting? You know, you flipping the field and giving your defense an opportunity to make stops on the other side of the field. Like I've seen 3A teams where they don't have a punter, so they're going for it every down. You know? So
a lot of times they don't have a punter. A lot of times they don't even have a dedicated special teams coach,
long snapper.
Especially with these smaller schools. So staffing is oftentimes a problem for these smaller schools, and they're not able to really have a dedicated guy to focus on that aspect of the game. And then when it's Friday night, you can see it plain as day.
Yep, 100%. You can hear the coach coaching it right now. It's the head coach, Vance Miller, man.
Who we're going to talk to here in just a little bit as well. So stay with us here on the Epic Sports Network. But hey, we're not going to pull him away, right, Cody?
No.
He's been all business ever since that whistle blew at 5:30 a.m. exactly. By the way, he blew that sucker up, and they got after it right away with tackling drills, and it was great stuff here.
Yeah, I take Mesquite to team camp in the summer, and they go to camp in Heber, and Coach Miller, man, he is locked in all day long.
Real good. That looked great. Let's get one more good rep. One more good rep.
We're going to stay with you here for one more rep, and then we're going to take a commercial timeout and see if we can't catch up with the aforementioned Coach Miller here on the Epic Sports Network and talk to him, get a little bit more inside information on these Mesquite Wildcats. You see him running through kickoff drill right here. Always good stuff, Cody. These guys just love football, man. They want to get the work in. They're out here early. I'm sure the parents have got to be okay with it, right?
Yeah, get them out of the house.
Except for the early part of the whole thing in the morning, but get them here and working, get the football done for the day, and then they can come home after school, focus on stuff that they need to focus on, especially with this being end of the year and finals time. And I think it's a win for everyone. And then something we haven't even talked about, getting out of that afternoon heat.
100%. And then how about the family time for the coaches too? You know, a lot of these coaches, there is quite a few on campus, which is really good, but the ones off site, they can make their 8 a.m. job time. You know, like that's very achievable with these early practices.
Little hands teamwork right there. They'll take a break, and we'll take a break as well. Stay with us here on the Epic Sports Network. More to come from Mesquite High School in Gilbert with a spring football stop special edition right here on the Epic Sports Network.
I love Sky Zone because it's the most fun.
I love Sky Zone because it is the greatest workout.
I can jump off the walls and fly with my friends. Most fun.
It gets my heart rate pumping. It tones all my muscles. You can burn 1,000 calories an hour.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Most fun. Greatest workout.
Jump into fun and fitness at Sky Zone, the original indoor trampoline park.
At Precision Air and Plumbing, we understand that we're all using our homes in ways we never have before. And we are dedicated to making sure that your air conditioning and plumbing are working at peak efficiency no matter what you're doing. When you make the precision decision, you can trust that we're going to hold ourselves to a higher standard and above all, operate with integrity. We're going to protect your comfort with the longest, most comprehensive warranties available, guaranteed. Give us a chance to earn your business. Visit us today at precisionairandplumbing.com.
We love our house. Been here for years.
Yeah, but there's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Epic Wings, your wing spot since 1982, is now open in Glendale. Our Epic Wings and tenders are fresh, never frozen, and our breadsticks, sauces, and dips are made from scratch daily. It's that tradition of unwavering quality since 1982 that our customers have grown to love and why we have been named Best Wings time and time again. Come visit our newest location at 95th Avenue and Camelback in Glendale. Epic Wings, proud supporter of Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network.
I'm Marty Smith, and I'm a host and reporter for ESPN. When this opportunity came my way to become a member of Pit Boss Nation, I just started laughing, honestly. I started laughing because I was like, first of all, it fits right in my wheelhouse, but second, it's another way to build community. So I'm ready to crank that thing up.
Yeah, here we go.
That building now.
This is good, and this gives us a little background. Here we go. That's perfect.
Look at you getting all
Live television, folks, at its finest. We welcome you back here on the Epic Sports Network. We're visiting now with head coach Vance Miller of the Mesquite Wildcats. Coach, first off, thanks for having us out.
Absolutely. Appreciate
we're
us
excited to see you guys working out here. Tell us what brought on the morning practices before we get started.
Well, fortunately for me, coming in here as an assistant a few years ago, Scott Hare was already doing mornings, so it was already established. And I was doing it at Arcadia before this. Something I just looked around the valley to see who was being successful and how they were doing it. Talked to Jason Jewell over at Brophy at one point. He'd been going at 5 o'clock for a long time, and it was working out for him. So we thought we'd give it a shot. When we rolled over, it was kind of seamless, going to the mornings with these guys.
How do the parents like that? They have to like it for having a little bit extra time in the evenings, and the coaches too,
yeah,
right?
There's the good and the bad. They love it in the evenings. They love that the kids can come home to their homework after school. They're not tied up. They're not out here in the sun. They're not worried about them. But some of the younger parents, for the younger kids, have a little trouble getting out of bed.
Yeah.
Getting them here in the morning.
So, Coach, you're number 2 for you. And I think that's impressed me just being around the program that you guys did really good this offseason.
Yeah.
Weight room.
Yeah.
Your kids got after it. I remember seeing you a couple weeks ago. I said, Coach, your kids are jacked. And you're like, Cody, kid's only a freshman.
Yeah.
How important was that for your program in the months of January, February, March to really attack the weight?
It was very important. And what we did is we put a little thumb on the pulse. We started coming out here and practicing on Wednesday mornings before school. And we have a fortunate that admin has given me an 8-hour class or a 0 hour right before school, which is my varsity team. And then my first hour is my JV and freshman. And so they're already used to coming in and lifting in the morning. So what we did is we did a split. We're lifting Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And we were coming out and practicing on Wednesdays. And we started that January 1st. And that just had that buy-in. They got used to the football. It didn't interfere with any other sport they were in. If they were playing another sport, we were careful with them. We were making sure they weren't turning any ankles or anything. But they had that thumb on the pulse, so they started buying in. That translated into the weight room. They knew, all right, we're coming in. We're already as a team. We're working on it. So the offseason's been great.
Coaching staff, you know them.
You've
known them for years. You coached with a lot of these guys at Apache Junction. And I look at, taking Coach Benavidez, running your track program, Coach Brown out there with track. How important has that been, to really
huge.
Just elevate the program?
It's been huge. As a matter of fact, see on there, too, is I even got coaches from Arcadia that came with me, too. So, and that's been a blessing. It's humbling as well that, if I've moved around schools and I got guys that want to coach with me and want to follow me and believe in what we're doing and what our vision is. Coach Benavidez, my DB's coach, is also the head track coach. So we're before there weren't a lot of kids that were in football or going out for track. And, we still didn't have a ton this year, but we had enough. We had enough guys that came out, started working on their speed, started buying in, and they keep those same guys all year. And you hear the voice twice, from Coach Benavidez and for myself. So we really pushed track this year a lot, and then it'll grow next year too.
Coach, has there been a guy out here, or maybe a couple of guys that have surprised you in spring football? Maybe that someone that you didn't have on your radar that's come out here and worked hard and really kept his head down and really made a name for himself.
Yeah, he talked about the freshman, Parker Kazmarek. He's built like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's only about 15 years old.
That never hurts.
Yeah, and right now he's our number 2 running back on varsity, and so it's Eric Rodriguez. That was a stud. I mean, and he's muscles on top of muscles too. So he's not beating out Eric for the number 1 spot, but it's a guy that we got for 3 more years. So when I look young, that's who stands out as like the surprising guy.
Sure.
And then we have some older guys. I'd list too many of them. We got some older guys that really stepped up. It's one of the things that's going to be benefit for our program is we're returning like 25 seniors this year. Where last year we had like 3 guys that had varsity experience, and now we're returning those. And out of that, I think it's 19 starters. Out of 22 spots.
And I was telling James before practice, I think what's another thing is you have so much depth at positions that most 4A teams do not have. 2 deep at quarterback, 3 deep at running back. You have multiple. I mean, we just have good roster size.
We're fortunate in those skill positions. You're right to have that depth. I wish we had more linemen. Mesquite's just not built for deep in linemen. Now I have some great kids that are playing line. Great, they're working hard. We're just not deep. We have a solid front 5, and I have 1 or 2 backups. So we're trying to keep them as healthy as possible. Yes. And it's tough on them because they're taking all the reps. They're getting worn out every day. But they're buying in. They have an eye on the prize, and they're out here. So.
In your second year here at Mesquite, Coach, what is one thing that you're really trying to impress on these guys as you close out spring football?
Just the importance of being here. Things aren't optional. Off-season stuff is never mandatory. So we had a parent meeting the other night, and I stood up there in front of the parents and said, "Hey, I'm not going to ever use the word mandatory. I'm going to use the word opportunity." I said, "We're providing you opportunities to be great.
Right.
And how great you are depends on the opportunities that you take." And so we kind of drove that home with the parents and let them know how important it was to be here at 5:30 in the morning and be on time and be in our summer program. And everybody wants to take vacations and stuff. But we're providing time off during the summer. Let's take advantage of that time if you can. I also preach the family first. If you got something going on, I understand. Go with the family. Going to go see grandma for a week in the summer. I'm not telling the kid, hey, that 1 week's going to hurt you. Go see grandma.
Sure.
But it's that important of that buy-in. Communication has been huge. That's one thing. No matter where I coach at, the number one thing that I drive home is communication. If you can't make it, just let me know. Yeah. If you're not going to be here, let me know. Something's coming up, let me know. Because the thing is, I always tell them is like, I'm going to let you know what's going on 6 months in advance. You're always going to be organized. I appreciate the same in return. Let me know so I don't feel like you're ghosting us or feel like you're leaving and that you still want to be part of the program. And that just helps these kids grow up. And that's one of the number one things that we're driving home here.
Well, just another life lesson that they're learning here in football, that respect is a two-way street. And hey, communicate with me, I'm going to communicate with you. And everyone out there in the viewing audience, July is the designated month for vacation for football coaches, football players, etc. So if anyone doesn't know, that's the real deal.
Going up to Camp Shadow Pines for 4 weeks. With this guy.
All right.
No, sorry, 4 weeks, 4 days. 4 weeks.
Here we go.
Yeah, and then,
look out 5A.
And then we have a week and a half off after that before school starts.
Yeah.
And then we're taking the 4th of July week off. So there's 2.5 weeks during the summer that go plan something. Go do something, get out of town.
Perfect. Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for having us out. We're going to stay for a little bit longer and check in with each of the position groups here in the defensive individual period. Coach Vance Miller, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. Go be with the fellas, and we'll step aside, take a short time out here, and come right back from where spring football stop right here on the Epic Sports Network.
Epic Wings, your wing spot since 1982, is now open in Glendale. Our Epic Wings and tenders are fresh, never frozen, and our breadsticks, sauces, and dips are made from scratch daily. It's that tradition of unwavering quality since 1982 that our customers have grown to love, and why we have been named Best Wings time and time again. Come visit our newest location at 95th Avenue and Camelback in Glendale. Epic Wings, proud supporter of Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network.
Whether you're looking to burn calories or are on the path to earning your black belt, there is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class that covers exactly what you're searching for. Kids, teens, and adults of all skill levels, ages, and walks of life have turned to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for decades. Contact Gracie Baja North Phoenix 480-887-8673 and sign up for your free trial class today.
Gracie Baja North Phoenix. Jiu-Jitsu for everyone.
We welcome you back here on the Epic Sports Network. You are now looking at linebacker drills going on live here. We're going to let this play out here for just a minute and let you soak it all in here from Mesquite High School. We'll be visiting with a couple of players here in a minute as well. Angles away. Okay. Angle. Right? Angle here, right? Angle. So we have base, angle, and base, slant. Okay, now when that happens, walk your slant, strength here. Okay, walk over. Okay, notice what happens. The linebackers, he's going hard outside, so you have to make sure you're inside out. Okay, you are anyway, but now you know he's going hard, so he's going to force the cutback. Okay, he's declaring, right? So that leaves where? Opposite edge. He's coming under, so now you're the contained player. You're the force edge. Okay? When we go slant, everyone switches out gaps. We go angle. Go back, please. Go back. Okay, strength still here. We go angle. Walk to it. There you go. Now your force edge, because he's coming under. Okay? Declared. Hard inside, towel. Okay? I like moving our D lineman because it gives them an advantage. Right? Playing head up, going especially over here where he's always going outside. Now he's coming under. Right? Especially if he takes a step and then dips. Right? You start like and then come hard under. Okay, when we slant and we angle, we have to get to the tip of the opposite. Okay? So if there's a tight end here, you want to get to the tip of the opposite, right? You're going to get near hard. Same thing for you. You're getting the opposite there. And I know Coach, you just So Cody, you see the linebackers coach give him the direction here, and this is really critical because even though you can't have the live contact, it's all about the stepping through, it's the motion, it's getting that correct first step, no false steps. You don't want any of that stuff. You don't want any wasted motion, especially in the linebacking core.
You're practicing gap assignments in the month of May, man. I love it. A lot of slanting, a lot of filling, setting the edge. Absolutely love it.
To the strength, walk to it.
Because the most interesting part of high school football, Cody, that a lot of people don't realize is that during practice, as a coach, like as a linebackers coach or as an offensive line coach, let's say you have an hour and a half, 2 hour practice, you get about 7 to 8 minutes with your dudes of full attention work in a hour and a half to 2 hour period. Am I right?
The lucky ones get 15.
Oh, 15 would be unbelievable
You're
if you had
correct.
15 minutes
because
with your guys.
You get about, your scheduled block is 10 minutes, but usually the first couple things of practice already went over. So yeah, you're down to 7 and 8. And,
Yes.
And you get that for Indy, and then you're going right into team. And that's why a lot of stuff is installed. And people, the other side of this, off the field, the film room, because that's where they really take advantage. And like I said, the good high schools, they're watching film for 2 hours, an hour or 2 hours during the day in some of their football academies when they're not lifting. And so, but implementing that in here, this is it right here. Most football players are learned by example. They're not read the book. You got to show me. They're show me players. So this 8 minutes is critical, but once again, you take spring football, maybe you do have a little bit more time. Hey, maybe one day is critical for offense. And Mesquite's so deep, and like you said, so deep in some of the talented positions. Heck, we got 20 dudes in the back there, that's usually not 4A football. So this is really cool to see.
Have you ever seen a 4A linebacker drill with this many guys standing around right now? I never have.
Back in the South Point Saguaro days.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Outside of that, but those are such anomalies. Obviously they're in 6A now. And shout out to South Point, Bijan Robinson getting drafted the 8th pick overall in the NFL.
How about Bijan, out of the University of Texas, former two-time Ed Doherty Award winner, Bijan Robinson, representing Arizona in style, and I'm so excited to watch him play. I never thought I'd say this being a Bronco fan, but I'm going to have to get an Atlanta Falcons jersey.
Well, I said the same thing when Keely Ringo got the Eagles, too, the same draft, because literally took down my Niners in the NFC Championship game.
Exactly.
I was like, got to support you. The cool thing about Bijan is, as I was talking to people about this during that week, I said, you don't have to know a thing about football to have seen a game and go, oh, that kid's pretty good. Like, he was so talented and special. But the great thing about Bijan, where you kind of knew he was going to be first round, was the nicest, most humble athlete I think I've ever covered. Yes, sir. No, sir. Always had a smile on his face. Comes from an awesome family.
Absolutely.
Just amazing. His mom and his grandma, amazing people. And when I just could tell he would crush every interview he had with coaches, and that was it right there. That was like, okay, this guy's going to be a first-round pick.
He's got that magnetic personality.
Yes, he does.
You talk to him, and you just want to be around him more because he makes you feel when you're talking with him that you're the only guy around. And that's, that you can't really put a price on that.
And it doesn't hurt that he's a 3-down back. He can literally do everything. He's so talented.
And he's got some pretty nice thighs as well. We say Sunday thighs all the time on these broadcasts, and that guy has the definition of those.
Yes, he is.
So it's going to be really exciting to see what he does this year in the NFL. And he's definitely one of those guys that can come in and make an immediate impact for the Falcons.
100%. And talking about some kids with good sizes and frame here. The 2 defensive ends from Mesquite, Jaya McClure and Jamar Trotter, very good football players for the Wildcats coming back in the 24 class.
These guys are on a hop. We're going to step aside and take a short timeout and move position groups. Come back here with some more defensive individual drills as we get ready to close out this spring football stop right here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us. More to come from Gilbert High School, or from Gilbert's Mesquite High School right after this.
We love our house. Been here for years.
Yeah, but there's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Epic Wings, your wing spot since 1982, is now open in Glendale. Our Epic Wings and tenders are fresh, never frozen, and our breadsticks, sauces, and dips are made from scratch daily. It's that tradition of unwavering quality since 1982 that our customers have grown to love and why we have been named Best Wings time and time again. Come visit our newest location at 95th Avenue and Camelback in Glendale. Epic Wings, proud supporter of Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network.
I'm Marty Smith, and I'm a host and reporter for ESPN. When this opportunity came my way to become a member of Pit Boss Nation, I just started laughing, honestly. I started laughing because I was like, first of all, it fits right in my wheelhouse, but second, it's another way to build community. So I'm ready to crank that thing up.
Running back.
Yeah.
We welcome you back here on the Epic Sports Network. We are pleased now to be joined by Eric Rodriguez, running back for the Mesquite Wildcats. Eric, how are you enjoying spring football, my friend? This is fun, right?
Yeah, I say I'm having a good time out here.
Are you getting some good work in?
I would say so, yeah. We're, having fun.
Biggest transition, Eric, your junior to senior year here. I mean, I remember playing, and that was in terms of getting after in the weight room, and I know you're a wrestler too. What were the things that you, like after the season ended last year, you're like, hey, I want to accomplish these things before my senior year of football?
I definitely say my running back vision. That's something I definitely want to improve, And going into my senior year, definitely hitting the weight room a lot harder. Definitely been putting up more weight and just trying to get ready for my varsity season and be a better leader.
How has it been for playing for Coach Miller?
I'd say it's been a good experience. He's done a lot for us, when it comes to opportunities and bringing especially you guys out here. I'd say it's a good opportunity to have.
I'd go back to wrestling because to me that's like the best complementary sport to football, and you're a pretty good wrestler, So I'd see like most guys who get after it in the mat, it transitions really well here. Why was that important to you just to wrestle during your high school career?
For me to wrestle, I would say it's more of a mental tough. Out here, I go through a lot more worse stuff in the wrestling room than I do out here, so it really transitions well. So I'd say that's what
How inspirational has it been to you recently to see some of these really talented former Arizona high school football players now getting drafted into the NFL, going to play big-time Division I college football? Does it tell guys like you, hey, you know what, that could be me next?
Yeah, it's good to look up to those type of guys because it makes you want to play more, play harder, train more when nobody's looking, do the stuff that nobody's watching, it makes me, really say I can be there someday,
Well, you look at this team now, man, and I was talking to Coach Miller, you guys are deep in the 2024 class. Like you guys senior class, you have a lot of athletes who have a ton of game experience. Who are some of these kids maybe that we do not know that you think are going to have a really good year this year?
I'd say Jaden Vigil, number 22. He's our kick returner. He's a dog. He's like 5'6". He's 5'6", like 150, 160, but he can get it done. He's shifty, fast, great kick returner. Dante Henderson, number 80. I'm pretty sure he's our receiver. He's really good. I got to put my homeboy out there, Eli Conde. He's only he's like 5'4", and he's our middle linebacker, but he had the most tackles last year for us.
Yeah, I believe 70 plus returning on the defensive side for you guys with Eric. So 5'4", tough Mike backer, man.
Tough.
That's awesome.
It's all about the size of the heart, Cody. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. I mean, we saw this guy's game tape just a little bit earlier. You can go back and watch that on demand here on the Epic Sports Network. But one last question for you here. How much emphasis does Coach and the staff put on special teams? Because it's really an important third of the football game.
So I'd say, special teams, I'm a punter also. So
okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm also a punter. So he definitely puts a lot of emphasis, really hammers it in for us. Every day of the week we practice on special teams. So I'd say, it's a big.
I was going to ask, being a running back, and how many times you get the snap and you go, I could just probably take off and hit the corner. How many times does that cross your mind?
It crosses my mind, but
you're like, no, let's flip the field instead.
If I did that, I'd probably get in trouble. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We're looking forward to you guys balling out this season at the Mesquite Wildcats, and thank you for your time, my friend. Appreciate it. Eric Gonzalez, running back here for the Mesquite Wildcats. We'll step aside, take a short timeout as you Continue to look in on spring football practice here at Mesquite High School this morning in Gilbert. Stay with us, more to come. We're going to wrap things up here very shortly on the Epic Sports Network.
I love Sky Zone because it's the most fun.
I love Sky Zone because it is the greatest workout.
I can jump off the walls and fly with my friends. Most fun.
It gets my heart rate pumping. It tones all my muscles. You can burn 1,000 calories an hour.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Most fun. Greatest workout.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Jump into fun and fitness at Sky Zone, the original indoor trampoline park.
At Precision Air and Plumbing, we understand that we're all using our homes in ways we never have before. And we are dedicated to making sure that your air conditioning and plumbing are working at peak efficiency no matter what you're doing. When you make the precision decision, you can trust that we're going to hold ourselves to a higher standard and above all, operate with integrity. We're going to protect your comfort with the longest, most comprehensive warranties available, guaranteed. Give us a chance to earn your business. Visit us today at precisionairandplumbing.com.
Epic Wings, your wing spot since 1982, is now open in Glendale. Our Epic Wings and tenders are fresh, never frozen, and our breadsticks, sauces, and dips are made from scratch daily. It's that tradition of unwavering quality since 1982 that our customers have grown to love and why we have been named Best Wings time and time again. Come visit our newest location at 95th Avenue and Camelback in Glendale. Epic Wings, proud supporter of Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network.
Whether you're looking to burn calories or are on the path to earning your black belt, there is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class that covers exactly what you're searching for. Kids, teens, and adults of all skill levels, ages, and walks of life have turned to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for decades. Contact Gracie Baja North Phoenix 480-887-8673 and sign up for your free trial class today.
Gracie Baja North Phoenix. Jiu-Jitsu for everyone.
We welcome you back here on the Epic Sports Network. I will let Mr. Cody T. Cameron introduce our next guest here on the spring football stop here on the Epic Sports Network.
That's exciting. Mr. Jamar Trotter, class of 2024, multi-sport athlete. My attitude, oh, there you go. How are you, big dog? I'm always good. So beautiful, beautiful spring day, you know, around football here. I would say, like, your 24 class has kind of been the theme. I was telling Coach Miller and Eric Rodriguez that you guys are deep, man. It's a fun group. Like, what's special about this 2024 class?
We're here like every single day working hard, and we're trying to be better than last year. So, yeah, I think that's what's special about us.
What have you done personally, like this off season, where you might have looked at, like once the season was over last year, you said, "Hey, I got to improve in this. This is what I want to accomplish this spring."
I started like working out right away. If you know like Move Performance over there, I started working out over there, and then after school I had basketball. Started working out for basketball, and then we had this practice in the morning.
Dude, you've been busy.
Yeah.
You know, you've been all over the place, you know, and I was telling James, I was like, hey, like you picked up an Adams State offer, which is a tremendous school, but took an unofficial visit to University of New Mexico. I think a couple other schools.
Yeah.
You take an unofficial to NAU and stuff like that. Like, what was that experience like, man? Like, this is the time where all these college coaches are here right now and recruiting kids just like you.
The experience was actually really fun because I never really got out of state. The only states I really go to is like California and stuff. But the environment was good. Like, we went to Fort Lewis, and they had like deers on the field. It was kind of cool, yeah. It was really cool.
Jamar, how tough is it for you? Because, you know, there's a lot of commitment involved in this. You obviously want to play football at the next level. You got to turn down a lot of things. Your friends are going to call, say, hey, we're going to hang out. We're going to go kick it over here. You know what, guys, I can't. I got to get up early in the morning. I got spring football. What goes through your mind when that offer comes through and you say, you know what, I'd love to hang out with you guys, but I got bigger things in store for myself?
I'm just focusing on football right now, but my friends, like, get it. They get it, though, because they also play sports, and they're trying to get an offer, too, so, yeah, they get it.
Everybody's in the same boat, right?
Absolutely.
That's good friend right there. I want to let's stay recruiting here. June is such an important month just for the prospect camps and going to those colleges and doing camps. Any on your radar that you're like, hey, I'm gonna go try to go compete at this?
The New Mexico State University. I might go to that one. NAU, ASU, and I might go to if you know UNC, the University of Northern Colorado. I might go to that one.
Yeah, Greeley, Colorado, man. The big guy,
Yeah.
Brandon staff. Most of those guys from BRU, they're awesome. But also, you guys are going tomorrow to the Legacy Showcase. and supposedly there's going to be like 100+ college coaches there. And so those are the things, like it's free for the players, it's huge. And so an opportunity like that, what are you looking forward to the most to showcase your talent for free in front of 100 college coaches?
I'm just trying to show what I could do, and I hope some coaches could look at us and show my talents and stuff.
Jamar, what team are you looking forward to playing the most this coming season? You guys got a pretty daunting schedule. We're going to take a look at that here in just a minute, Cody, after we finish with Jamar. But what game are you really tuned up for the most? I know you're.
Jamar's like, okay, let's bring this back.
Maybe you haven't got that thing memorized yet.
I think we versus Gilbert, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to face them. Yeah.
That's always a big in-town rivalry, man.
Yeah.
And the Gilbert Tigers, they got the wagons loaded too as well over there. So that's going to be a fun matchup. Jamar Trotter joining us here on the Epic Sports Network. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. We look forward to watching you ball out this season. And go be with your teammates. Thanks for your time, my friend. We appreciate it. More to come here on the Epic Sports Network. We'll step aside, take a brief timeout. And thanks again for Jamar Trotter spending some time with us here. And we'll wrap things up here from Mesquite High School in Gilbert when we return.
I love Sky Zone because it's the most fun.
I love Sky Zone because it is the greatest workout.
I can jump off the walls and fly with my friends. Most fun.
It gets my heart rate pumping. It tones all my muscles. You can burn 1,000 calories an hour.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Most fun. Greatest workout.
Most fun.
Greatest workout.
Jump into fun and fitness at Sky Zone, the original indoor trampoline park.
At Precision Air and Plumbing, we understand that we're all using our homes in ways we never have before. And we are dedicated to making sure that your air conditioning and plumbing are working at peak efficiency no matter what you're doing. When you make the precision decision, you can trust that we're going to hold ourselves to a higher standard and above all, operate with integrity. We're going to protect your comfort with the longest, most comprehensive warranties available, guaranteed. Give us a chance to earn your business. Visit us today at precisionairandplumbing.com.
We welcome you back here on the Epic Sports Network. We're live out at Mesquite High School in Gilbert for spring football. It's been going for just about an hour now. Coach Miller blowing that whistle up right at 5:30 a.m. Let's take a look at the upcoming Mesquite High School football schedule. Cody, they got some daunting tasks on the schedule here. They open at home against Mingus Union on August 25th, and then they move down the schedule, taking on Micah Mountain, and then Eastmark, and then we talked about the game a little bit ago with Jamar against the Gilbert Tigers.
Yeah, I love this schedule, James, just because they have two games that are very winnable to start off. And Micah Mountain, I mean, that's a program in Tucson that is growing. It's a newer school, but two very winnable games, and then they host the former 3A, the reigning 3A state champions, and Eastmark, who have been bumped up to 4A this year. So you have a clash of Mesquite, who's coming back down, and then an Eastmark team who are just talking to 4A coaches. Once again, coaches, all alpha personalities.
Yes.
So it'd be crazy if I told you football coaches were competitive, right? But
yeah.
anytime,
I wouldn't believe you whatsoever.
Anytime a team moves up, it's like those teams that are already currently in that division licking their chops. And so talking around the state to a lot of 4A coaches, they cannot wait for Eastmark to get out there. Eastmark's made a phenomenal coaching signing after Scooter Molander went to DV. Travis Dixon, he is the man. I've gotten to know him really well the last 2 weeks. But teams up here are waiting. So for a team like Mesquite to go, hey, welcome. I love that to be in week 3. And then like you mentioned, the Gilbert team, I remember 3-4 years ago, Ty Thompson versus some of the old, I don't know, Will Plummer was still a quarterback, but around that time area, incredible football games. It's really good for the city of Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert Tigers definitely on the rise. Then they host the Maricopa Rams on the 22nd of September. And then they also host the Combs on the 29th. And then they go to Arcadia. That should be an interesting game. Obviously, Coach Miller, a former coach over there for the Arcadia Titans. They go down to Casa Grande to battle Vista Grande. And then they got at Arizona College Prep. And then they wrap up the season. We're going to take that banner off against Desert Sunrise at home. So an exciting schedule, but as we talked about, a challenging one for sure.
Yeah, they start getting into region play, and what's really interesting is you take a team like Combs, just way out there on Ironwood south of Apache Junction, just tough kids, and Coach Miller he knows that program very well, you know, being there, but also playing in the huge rivalry game with AJ back in the day. But Vista Grande is a team that returns a ton of seniors in their 2024 class. And then ACP. ACP has the biggest roster size of any 4A school. Coach Blue is going to have 150 kids in his program this year. It is just massive, but it's
How many kids are in that school, by the way?
Well, Chandler Unified built a castle out there for them, and so I think it's 2,000 plus. So they'll be 5A soon. It wouldn't surprise me if it's probably next year, but it's a great schedule for Mesquite once again because they are so battle tested naturally playing in the 5A last season. Schools with Higley's got 2,500 students, you know, and so they've just playing teams like that. Once you get back into 4A, you're like, hey, we've played the behemoths, we played the Power 5 players. Let's go ball. You know, we have the mindset now that we can, especially if they take care of business and everything they're supposed to, every game's winnable.
Exactly right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Cody, my friend, for joining me out here this morning. It was fun to not only come out and watch some football, but get to talk some football with you. I appreciate your friendship and your willingness to come on here with me. It's been nothing but fun out here, and we got to do this again. Notice to other teams, practice in the morning, and I might be able to come out there and cover it a little bit because I kind of got this Mr. Bomb thing going on in the evening with my kids. My wife works in the evening, but, you know, I saw this opportunity. I said, 5:30 in the morning, I can make that. Let's go.
100%. Oh, you said you have to hang out with your family. Gosh, God forbid. Don't you know it's football season?
Yeah, I know, right? What do you think?
Man, this is amazing, and I don't think it's ever been done. So it's props to you because this was a blast.
Well, it was a great time, and we appreciate everyone tuning in here on the Epic Sports Network. Don't forget, subscribe to the Epic Sports Network so you're ready for the Friday Night Red Zone coming this fall. I'll host that on the Epic Sports Network. We're going to go all around State 48 and check in with action from all divisions, starting with the 1A all the way up to the 6A and into the open division as well, and into the playoffs as well with that. Special thanks to Coach Vance Miller and the athletic director here at Mesquite High School for having us out. For my broadcast partner this morning, Mr. Cody Cameron, I'm James Poovey saying so long. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and we will talk to you again very soon. Don't forget the mega camp tomorrow night. Tell them where that's at, Cody.
It is at Legacy Sports Park. Yes, the one that just went bankrupt. It's going to be.
Cue the drum roll.
It's playing host to 52 Arizona high school teams, and 100 plus college coaches will be in attendance. And it's from 4 to 8 tomorrow. And I'm going to love it because I get to see so many teams and coaches I haven't seen in a while, including college coaches. But it's a great event because all these high school kids, there's going to be so many offers that become of it. And that's what it's all about, man. It's about the kids.
That's what it's all about. It's about getting these kids up to the next level. And let's face it, here's the facts. Getting your education paid for,
yes, sir,
and being able to have fun and play football at the same time. That's the ultimate win-win.
Yes, sir. You get that 4-year education, and you get to play the sport you love.
For my broadcast partner, Mr. Cody Cameron, I'm James Poovey saying so long. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and we will talk to you again very soon. Take care.